Welcome to episode 159 of Clash! The not quite early on a Sunday morning podcast. I am one of your hosts, Night Hoot. And one of your other hosts, who's always with me, is
Tiz. What's up, yo?
Do you think there will ever be an instance where one of us is running this podcast alone?
No. Well, unless it's you, because if stop
I run
hosting,
a pirate side podcast.
I was gonna say if you stop hosting, I'm just not gonna keep going. I'm not gonna run it alone.
Like, what's up, y'all? This is the Pirate Podcast, the side podcast of Clash. Tiz doesn't know about this feed.
It's a secret.
This is the secret feed where we talk about Tiz.
Just never tell me any of the links or anything. I gotta wait for a fan to tag me in it.
It's like, don't tag him. This is a secret non-Tiz podcast.
Don't tell him.
He must never know, even though I'm broadcasting it.
It's on private channels, though. You gotta be a member.
You gotta go to Reddit. You gotta look for that one thread. Then you gotta scroll down in that thread, find the link. It's like a Bitly link, so it's all hard to find.
Bitly. I can't believe people are still using Bitly today.
Shut up! I still use Bitly. What do you use?
I'm saying, why aren't links?
How do you shorten links?
I'm saying, why aren't links just short? Like, why are we still making long links in 2023?
They never are.
It's ridiculous.
Pre-generated.
It's keeping Bitly in business. Like, there's no need for it.
Welcome back. Welcome, guys. I'm so tired. I'll never stop being tired. But look, I put 2 more posters up. That's how much extra energy I had.
On brand.
Welcome to the pod. I've got many things on the top of my mind. That's why I'm struggling to get started here. The first question on the top of my mind, which you guys can email us at Sibling Rivalry Clash, all one word, Sibling Rivalry Clash @gmail.com, and you can also tweet at us at @srclash_pod while I ramble on about Tiz. Question that's been on my mind. Question that's been on my mind this morning, because I have not yet watched Last of Us besides the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And a question that was brought up was, like, what does, like, apocalypse media even mean to us anymore as a society? Because I think I brought this up to you before, like, how much can I care about, like, The Last of Us or something like that when I've seen so many other, like, post-apocalyptic stories?
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, kind of the way that you asked me, like, what stands out to you, like, about an isekai anime at this point?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of posing a similar question to you, and it's like, what stands out to you for a show that takes place in the post-apocalypse?
What stands out to me? I mean, other than my affinity to the game, it's hard to say just because I have, I guess, like, a connection to it already. Mm-hmm. But if I were to watch something new that's in post-apocalypse, I would probably say either the approach is different or something about the world itself is I guess, like, unique, or like something about the apocalypse itself isn't just like, you know, typical zombies, or isn't just like, I don't know, typical we nuked each other or something like that. Like, just something different. I think for Last of Us, if I were to try to look at it from that perspective, I think what it does really well is it shows you a very close look at the people, but it doesn't feel like a soap opera, kind of how, like, Walking Dead does. It feels more like an adventure. Like, one thing I've noticed about Last of Us, if it has a really good sense of, like, we're starting here and we're on this journey to this other place. So It's like the sets are always changing. They're not just sitting in this one town or this one camp every episode. It's like we're literally progressing. And, like, at the end of every episode, it's like they get on their horse and then they head forward on their journey. And I feel like I haven't really seen that in a post-apocalypse show. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe for me, that's one of the things that's, like, helping to not make it feel samey.
Yeah.
It feels like a video game, kind of like you're making progress in a video game. That's I think a good way to put it.
Okay. Because I'm
But
like,
yeah,
one thing I think about, I always go back to Walking Dead because that's probably the show that I watched the longest.
yeah, same
And then
probably.
eventually just gave up at
Yeah,
some point
so did I.
because I was like, I'm just hate watching this now.
Yeah,
I'm not really interested anymore. But
yeah,
I think the draw for me with Walking Dead was like, there's so many characters that you could find a character to relate to
oh yeah,
in a way. And then in any other story that I think of, say it be like Dawn of the Dead or anything like that, World War Z, it's always like, what would you do sort of thing in that situation. I'm always constantly looking at them going, what I do, what they're doing, is what they're doing does that make sense to me? And then I kind of judge it based on that, like, oh, this is stupid because nobody would do that, or
yeah,
like, oh, this was really good because that really made me feel like, like immersed in the situation.
yeah. Does
But
the
I
tone
think,
matter too to that? Like, if it's supposed to be more humorous, does it matter as much if they do stupid stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, if the tone fits
yeah,
with what they're doing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And because at one point I did kind of switch over to Fear the Walking Dead, which takes place
I
like
haven't seen
right.
one episode.
It takes place. My friend at the time was watching it, and I kind of just got sucked in because
Yeah,
it's like you're in the same room, so
yeah,
you're like, "What are you watching?"
yeah,
But yeah, it kind of like I was like, "Oh, I don't hate this because it's taking place during the outbreak. There's still actual danger
yeah,
because we don't understand everything that's happening." Now, all that being said, I think for me, I need there to be a danger past humanity. And I think that's what always turns it stale for me. It's always like somebody in the downturn of society, somebody else gained power, and now
yeah.
that person is scary, but they're still just a person.
It's human drama, yeah, human politics and stuff. Still,
Yeah, and
yeah,
so I'm like, and even if they went to down the path of like, oh, like I feel like this happens more in extraterrestrial fiction where
I
it's
was
like
just
this
thinking that.
a race comes in. So let's say
Yeah,
the zombies or something was a little bit smarter and they
yeah,
come in and they enslave us or something. That bores me too because
yeah,
again, that usually turns into some type of weird slavery society
yeah,
within the victims,
yeah.
like the
Which is
humans
still just human drama projected onto
it's
aliens.
still just human drama.
Yeah,
Yes. So I'm like, part of me
I get
wants
that.
like a little bit more of the unknown, which I feel like is a part of a whole apocalypse is like wiping out the structure of society.
Yeah,
And so I'm like, to me, it's always like, yeah, we're gonna wipe out the structure of society and then just create a shitty like medieval structure where some guy who has the biggest bat is
yeah,
scaring everybody and collecting
exactly,
all the coins. Like,
exactly.
so that's all I wanted to bring up. I was just curious. I'm like, how do we get past
Beyond humans, beyond
this
our
story?
yeah,
Yeah, because it feels like a place that everybody goes. Not that that's a bad thing, because apocalypse is like a real threat that could happen. But
yeah,
it just feels like a place that everybody goes to then just tell a stripped away story of like, oh, people
different types of morals and human
like people
social
have
stuff.
to interact because there's
Yeah.
no society to get in between and blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, great. So we just start hatcheting each other in the neck.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly.
That's all you've shown me is that like
Yeah.
we just turn into cavemen. So
I think we just haven't gotten creative enough with the zombies concept, like, because we do that a lot, but they're always dumb. You know what I mean? We haven't really. I think if we're talking strictly video game adaptations, I feel like Resident Evil should have potential, but I feel like it would be so hard to do correctly. As we've seen, it's been pretty hard to do correctly. So I feel like maybe that's also part of it too. People just don't know how to execute it. But to that point too, I will say, or to your point too, I will say, if Last of Us wasn't based on a video game, like it wouldn't be something that I would just watch normally. I think it's just because I love video games so much, I'm gonna tend to give everything that is an adaptation of a game a chance, and if it's good, then that's I'm gonna want it to be good, and if it turns out to be good, then I'll be more for it. But I would say it's kind of hard for me to say just because I was gonna watch it no matter what because it's a video game adaptation. And not only that, a game that won all these Game of the Year awards and all this stuff. You know what I mean? So
and that's another reason I ask you too, is because I'm like, they are taking creative liberties,
yeah,
and straying off from what I would say is already a pretty narrative game to begin with.
Yeah.
They're straying off and adding more narrative, like
Yeah.
Bill, for example. That happens pretty early. So just stuff like that. Wonders if is that even more like, does that draw you in that they're giving more backstory to like characters you feel like you already know, or is that because to me I'm just like he's already dead. I don't need. I don't need this backstory.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool in the way that it's not that I need the backstory, but it's more so just like if you're going to have to stray, because I think you're going to have to stray no matter what, because the game's just too long, you know what I'm saying, to fit to the 10 episodes or whatever. So they're going to have to stray in some ways. So I would rather them do it in the smartest way possible. And I think adding context that makes sense to the world is an okay thing to do.
Okay.
And I think the main reason it's okay is because it's the dude who made the game that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's on every episode being like, here's why I did this, here's why I did this. So that's I think why.
We had that in Game of Thrones too, and we're just like, why?
Oh really? I didn't read the book, so I don't
No. I'm just saying, like, you don't remember, like, probably definitely towards the, like, later seasons. It's, like, every episode's, like, after the episode.
Oh, yeah, they do that, like, for everything.
In this episode, we have Daenerys sitting in this chair.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying the fact that Neil Druckmann is there working on it. Like, that's the important thing to me. When I see him, I'm like, okay, you're not going to let them mess up your baby. Because, like, that's what if I was in that seat, I'm not going to let y'all do whatever y'all want with my IP. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that part of it. But yeah.
Oh my God. Now you just entered another whole Pandora's box of issues just with that last statement.
With the dude
the
who
whole,
made
like, I've written this thing and now it's released to the people who love it.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Now we're getting into a different. It's like those Deku and Bakugo stickers I kept chucking out of the pack.
Were they bad or good?
You know which ones I'm talking about. You saw those.
Oh, the weird ones.
the weird, like, they're caressing each other.
Yeah.
It's like that's not in My Hero.
You know there's at least gonna be one of those in every anime sticker pack.
The Dojin stickers.
Imagine all the Naruto and Sasuke ones in the Naruto and Sasuke sticker packs.
I told you, like, that Naruto, like, shirtless holding a guitar. When has Naruto ever touched a guitar?
I've seen almost all the filler. I don't think I saw that one.
But that is another question.
That's funny.
For another day. But yeah, I already shouted out the socials, so we can move on from there. I'm actually going to go first for the weeks this week, if you don't mind, because I didn't do a whole lot. The only thing that I will share, I did watch Megan, the
scary movie with the doll.
I wouldn't even call it a scary movie, to be honest. This is more of a how would we say this? I think this is more of a, not an icebreaker. What is it called? It's like a thought. It feels like a thought experiment.
Profound.
Oh, there you go. No. We're
not that kind of thought.
Like
not that kind of thought.
No, it felt like a thought experiment type of movie. It felt like someone had an idea, and then, like, they were like they got to a certain point with that idea, and then they just dropped everything.
Do you think real quick, do you think it's even possible for you to be scared of a scary movie at all anymore? With all the scary movies you've seen? Really?
Yes.
What was the last one?
The last one was, I think it was called...
That truly scared you.
Was it House of Night? Hold on, I can actually find the title. But yeah, I will say, I think I talked about it on this podcast.
Okay. You don't got to tell me what it's about and stuff. I'll look it up, but I just want to...
Because
curious.
It actually played on fears that I had. Hold on, I found the actress. Let me just find the movie here.
Yeah.
This movie is...
I do see a movie called House of Night.
The Night House. The Night House.
Okay.
Is what it was called. That movie actually legitimately, like, it was hard to watch at night.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
But I think it's simply a matter of playing on fears that
That you already
maybe
have.
people already have.
Yeah.
There's another movie that came out recently that I saw a little bit of, but it was like a little too experimental for me.
Yeah.
But it was called it's called Skinamarink, like that song.
Skin?
Yeah,
Marink?
Skinamarink. Like
Skinamarink?
Skinamarink dinky dink, Skinamarink
Oh.
doo.
And I'm sure
That
somebody
song.
gets murdered every time that song comes
No,
on.
no, no,
Okay.
no. And that's why I'm just like, it's Skinamarink is a weird experimental movie that is supposed to, like, I guess, key in on the fear of like that nocturnal fear of the house being different at night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kids are in their house and they're it's got that weird Charlie Brown effect of like you can't really understand the adults talking type of thing, and everything's from the perspective of the child, so everything's like you're always looking up. It feels like in the movie,
Okay.
everything's like a little bit blurry, and like there's a lot of shots that are just a camera pointing into a dark corner, and you're like, is something there?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So
Kid
it's
fears.
yeah, it's kind of like that whole like the house is different at night. And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
walking around and doors are disappearing and windows are
The
disappearing.
hallways
and I'm
get
just
longer
like,
and darker.
yeah, and then there's like a muffled voice that's speaking to them like all throughout the house. And
Yeah.
just I'm like it's too much. It's like
Yeah.
it was like too much.
Go on.
Too much
No focus.
unconfirmed. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just everything's just like could be scary. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
but yeah, it's like that, like the movie I just told you, The Night House, and then like The Strangers. Those
Okay.
types of movies like freak me out, where it's just like we're just random murderers and we chose you tonight. Terrible.
Like it could almost really happen.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, it's like there's no rhyme or reason. It's like no, it's just you.
Yeah.
Just chose this house.
Out
Sorry.
of it's like you start thinking statistics like there's a billion however many billion people in the world. How many of those people are probably actually serial killers? It's got to be some number, right? It's got to be mathematically a number.
Yeah.
But they just haven't unleashed it onto the world yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to Megan. Megan, I think, is scary for probably some parents, maybe. Because I think it leans heavily into like attachment issues. The main character creates this doll, like she works for a toy company, so she's just creating like this hyper smart, toy or whatever that's cutting edge. But then like her niece's parents die, her sister dies, and she's forced to take care of her, but instead of taking care of her, she needs to meet the work deadline, and so she basically makes this doll take care of her instead. And so yeah, the doll, like AI, is doing what it's supposed to do, and it's learning to take care of the girl, and then of course that
We're just doing like Chucky with technology now.
a little bit, but yeah, Chuck. I don't even remember the premise of Chucky.
Chucky was like a demon that possessed a doll.
No, I thought Chucky was
Wasn't
the
he?
blood of a serial killer got on a doll, and I
doll,
thought that's
okay.
how he possessed. It was like he was actually like a serial killer that died.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
But yeah, Megan is just straight up like an AI that was created. To
I
take
love
care
that.
of a
I'm
child.
sorry, but you're never going to get me to be afraid of AI. Like all these horror movies,
I know.
every once in a while we get one of these horror movies where it's like AI is demon. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, fam, it's a robot. It's code. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be scared of this
The only AI I'm afraid of is like, I'm afraid of like I wake up in the space station and the AI is like talking to me and I don't.
And
But
it's
yeah,
got like bulletproof armor or something.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
I'm not
killing
afraid of like the Alexa. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like,
Or this
I'm
doll
not
that
afraid of
talks.
the Alexa in my living room.
Yeah, like I will stomp this doll out if it starts talking to me crazy. Beat this joint with a metal bat.
I would just get them into like weird, like hypocritical arguments.
Yeah.
I would force the AI to explode or something.
Yeah. But it's like the thing with the AI I'm scared of, I'm never gonna be on a space station alone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
that you know of.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Bro, you don't know what you signed in any of those terms and conditions. You don't know. You just click yes, like everyone. You just agree.
Yeah,
like
I don't
everyone
read
else
that.
does.
I don't read them Jones. It's part of the Netflix agreement. Is at the end of the world, we gotta ship you in a space station. Netflix.
So I'm gonna try again. Back to Megan. So the good parts about this movie is
Put
that
Megan
I think
in the microwave.
it was prosthetically done really well.
Yeah.
I think because there's a girl who plays Megan. I think when she's like running around and stuff, because there's a couple scenes where Megan like dances and like moves around. I think they just put like a little girl in a suit
in a mask.
But yeah, I think all of that is done kind of well. There's one scene where I'm just like, okay, this is just like you're going to the nth level, and it's like because she like breaks loose after we know Megan is too smart at this point, right? And she breaks loose because she has some type of vengeance against somebody. I don't even know why she breaks loose at this point, but she like shows up in this hallway in front of the guy who's been pushing the production of Megan, and he's like, Megan, what are you doing here? And then for some reason, some music comes out of nowhere. I still don't know if this music was for us or for the scene. Like, I don't know if it was playing for the guy to hear, but she starts like, and then she like shimmy dances over to like a paper cutter thing, and she like rips it off, and then she starts murdering her. And I'm like, why are you dancing?
Oh my
like,
God.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's so random.
But yeah, other than that, like, yeah, I just had a hard time being afraid because this thing was just red flagging all over the movie.
Yeah.
And killing stuff and killing people, and then they're like, Megan, and she's like, yes. Okay.
It's like one of those movies where you're like, how have the characters are in this world, they have this advanced tech, but they somehow in this universe they didn't make a Chucky movie. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't see anything like this before.
They've never seen Chucky.
Yeah. There's never been this concept before of a doll that murders people. Like that's kind of hard to believe.
Or even like Annabelle or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it feels like a movie you've seen before in that way.
Just trying to be modern.
The other movie I watched A Knock at the Cabin, which is the next M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I heard of that one.
The best I can give for this movie without any spoilers is that it is trying. There's a lot of tension in this movie. I wouldn't come into it hoping too hard for a horror film because it's a lot of suspense and a lot of tension. And the other thing I would go for is that it's not. I wanted this to be better. It's not striking me the same way that Old did. I really like Old.
Okay.
If you haven't seen Old, you should see it.
I haven't seen Old.
I don't know if Old is based on a book, but apparently Knock at the Cabin was. And it's like Cabin at the Edge of the World or something like that is the book it's based on.
Okay.
But yeah, never heard of that book. And so I watched it. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to watch it again. But I also don't think it's that deep.
Okay.
So,
yeah, to catch that much more.
Yeah, I feel like by the end of it, the metaphor is very obvious. I think it was pretty obvious even from the trailers. And yeah, it's just I don't think I'm gonna glean too much from watching it again. But that's just both of these were like 5 out of 10s for me.
Yeah.
So I was a little. But other than that, I didn't do too much. I feel and know there is a trailer we forgot to talk about, which is The Flash. I don't know if you've seen that trailer.
I haven't. I've heard about it though.
Okay. And yeah, other than that, I don't have anything else. How about you?
So for me, I actually beat Hogwarts. I've been playing that for a while. I actually got through it kind of not fast because it took me like I think 30 hours was on my thing when I beat it, but I did it in like a weekend. Not a weekend. I probably did in like a week. I'm lying. But the story wasn't anything too crazy. It was kind of like, oh, I could see what's happening. Like it's definitely not a story you've never seen before. It's probably one you've seen a lot before actually. But I think again, I think I mentioned this last time, but I think the main thing with this game was just the world. And that's probably the main draw and going to be the main appeal and the main thing that gets people to want to play it is I think the world is just really well imagined. And so I would say that's like my main takeaway overall from playing this game. And I will say though that I do have a strong suspicion that it's probably going to end up in the Game of the Year nominations for 2023. It just seems to check all the boxes that most of the recent Game of the Year nominations has been checking. Okay. But for me personally, I would probably give it like overall like a 7 out of 10 total. Okay. It's got this weird underlying like addictiveness to it where even though I beat it, I'm like, I just keep thinking about, I kind of want to go back and play side quests, but it's like, I personally have this weird thing with games where if I'm not chasing something, then I feel like I'm wasting my time playing it. So it's like for me to go back, I would either want to go and get the platinum trophy or like unlock something or do some DLC or something. So it's either I'm going to go back and get the platinum, which is going to take way more hours than I think I want to put in. So that's kind of why I haven't been like going back to play it more after. So if they ever drop some DLC or something, though, I would definitely consider probably going back to it. Okay. And then moving on from that, I just picked up a new game, Wild Hearts, which you probably heard about. It's been getting a lot of press recently.
I literally spent half of yesterday trying to figure out how I can access this game.
To try it out.
To try and access it, and I couldn't figure it out because I don't have an Xbox Series X.
Yeah, is it on Game Pass? I can't remember if it is on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass through EA Online if you have a compatible console.
Which is funny because
I don't have a compatible console.
Monster Hunter Rise is on Game Pass too.
Yes, it is.
Which is funny. But this game, speaking of Monster Hunter Rise, it is literally a Monster Hunter clone. Like,
okay, good.
Flat out, it's a Monster Hunter clone.
Because I was like, is this a Monster Hunter game?
Absolutely.
I want this.
So I think EA is doing what EA does best, which is like they wait for a game to blow up, then they take the idea and then they just kind of put some EA flair on it and copy it. And it usually does pretty well because, you know, EA's got a lot of money. They know how to polish stuff.
Look, why you gotta be like this? If it's something that I like, why can't I like the thing? The devil made it.
Yeah, you can like it. No, it's fine because I'm playing it. I'd have to voice that I hate EA. Like that's not for you. That's for EA to know I hate EA. I just hate EA. I'm sorry. But shout out to the devs though, because they did a good job with the game itself. So basically what it is think of Monster Hunter World, but if you were to tell somebody to play Monster Hunter World for the first time and they got into it and they were like, oh, it's a little too complicated. What's all this crafting you got to do? You got to manage all this food
What's all this bug management?
Yeah, you got to track the monster. You got to follow its scent and all this stuff. You got to make traps and all this stuff is too confusing, right? So
question.
What?
Since you're saying since you're anti-comparing it to Monster Hunter, would you, in that way, would you then tie it closer to Dauntless?
Absolutely. So I was going to get to that too. So for the person who gets into Monster Hunter World, and so they're like, all this micromanaging stuff is too confusing. EA was like, hey, we're going to make an entry-level kind of Monster Hunter mechanical type of game where it's the same exact concept, like even down to the unsheathing and sheathing your weapon when you go to sprint, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the same game, like sprint with R1, like same game.
Oh, wow.
But it's very streamlined, and I think it would be really easy for a new person to get into because it doesn't do any of the crafting stuff in that way. Like you're not preparing food, you just kind of find food in the environment and you can eat it for different bonuses. You don't have to track the monster really, like you have to find it. But so the thing that's different about this game is, and to compare it to Dauntless, let's say this is Monster Hunter. I don't know which way they can. Let's say this is Monster Hunter World. This way is Dauntless. It's like in between. I would almost put it like dead in the center between Dauntless and Monster Hunter, because it's not nearly as simplified as Dauntless is. But it's not nearly as complicated as Monster Hunter can be.
Okay. Because I was thinking about Monster Hunter the other day because I never finished Iceborne.
Yeah.
You have that on your heart before you get into Rise. But I was like, I kind of didn't think about the craft management because we had 200 plus hours into the game.
Exactly.
And at that point, everything's automated.
Yeah,
it
much, feels
so
like
not thinking
regular.
about it as much. Yeah. But if I were to start over from scratch again, it'd be daunting. A little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
And even like, and they streamline a bunch of stuff too. Like if you think of like the weapons and the armor in Monster Hunter, how different monsters have different gear. That's in this game too, but the way this game is, you literally, there's I think 8 weapons, and when you want to make a weapon, you just make the weapon. It's just one base weapon. It's not different base weapons that you got to pick from that split off into different trees. It's one base weapon, and then you have, every weapon has a tree for that weapon type. So you take the one base weapon, let's say it's the longsword or the katana, it's called in this game, and you start at the base, and then based on the monster materials you have, you can branch into different directions for whatever you want to do, like fire, grass, normal. They have the different elemental types and all that stuff too. So it just makes it easier though to kind of like follow what weapon you want to build. And same with the armor. It's just, here's a monster, here's all the armor that goes with that monster. Here's a monster, here's all the armor, and you can just craft what you want, mix and match, all that stuff. I think they still have a transmog system where you can change the appearances. I haven't gotten that far yet. And then the thing that makes this game different though, which I think has been pretty fun so far, it feels a lot to me like either I know you haven't played Rise yet, but the bugs, the wire bugs in Rise that you yank around and you do attacks off of them and stuff. And do you remember the claw from World?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the claw from World, but basically what it is you can build these structures, and you get 4 slots like in combat, and there's like 8 structures total or something like that. And it's like a crate, a spring, a propeller, and like a fire totem. And there's some more I haven't unlocked yet, but you use these structures basically to then build other structures. So you can stack the crates, use that to jump off of to do air attacks on the monster. You can build up 2 rows of crates that'll transform into a wall that'll like disrupt monsters' attacks. You can put up 3 springs that'll transform into a hammer. You can use 1 spring to just spring out of danger. You get iframes, different stuff like that. And your attacks based on the weapon you're using change the combos you can do with the buildings.
That's weird.
It is,
they
but
added Fortnite.
Kinda, yeah. It's like Monster Hunter Fortnite a little bit, which is funny because Dauntless I always call it Monster Hunter Fortnite because it's epic made. But yeah, the buildings are never that complex though. Like it's like I think 1 fusion per building. So let's say the wall, you literally just stand in place and hit the crate button 6 times and it'll build the wall. Like it's nothing that's crazy. Or like the hammer, you just hit the spring button 3 times without moving. Like that's as complex as it gets. And then from that point, it's up to you to basically be like, all right, the monster is about to charge at me. Maybe I should build a wall here to block it or something like that. So it's up to you to use your in real time judgment. And then,
I was going to say monster skeleton repetition.
Huh?
Is a thing that bothered me in Monster Hunter.
What's monster like skeleton?
The monsters skeleton repetition.
They do that. You're talking about like the frame, the models, and the attacks they use. Yeah,
so they do the same thing.
That's the thing here too. Yeah. Okay. So you get to a certain point, and I haven't gotten here yet, so this is just what I've heard. But you get to a certain point where it'll be like the old monsters you fought from the beginning of the game, but rage variants or something. You know what I mean? Like, so they do that exact same thing.
Oh no!
Yeah. And then they give you new armor with stronger stats, but same thing as Monster Hunter.
Okay.
But overall, it's really fun. One thing that I really love about this game that's different from Monster Hunter is the speed is way faster. Not even necessarily of the monsters, but of your character. So you know how with most of the weapons and stuff in Monster Hunter, when you whip out the weapon, you're like at a walking pace, and then you got to sheath it whenever you want to move. This game, for at least the light weapons, I haven't used they have like a greatsword equivalent. I haven't really messed with that yet. But for all the weapons I have used, so there's a walk and a sprint normally while your weapon sheathed. When you unsheath your weapon, you're just auto sprinting. You're always sprinting around with your weapon out. So that makes it so much easier to like, because I know Monster Hunter, one of the things I always hate is like it's so hard to react. You know what I'm saying? Like when the monster's tail's coming at you, it's already too late for you to stop. Yeah. Like you're gonna get smacked. You have to kind of like know when to stop attacking to then back up, and now it's gonna swing. This game you can kind of
I'm highly aware of what you're saying.
Deal with that a lot, or use that greatsword block. But in this game it's a lot easier to like attack, dodge, attack. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little more fast and fluid in that way, which I really appreciate about it. And then the biggest negative so far that I would say though is the game is really ugly. Like it looks like a PS3 game. I don't understand it. Not only does it look like a PS3 game, the PS5 version loads slower than like some PS4 games. Like,
oh no,
it loads slower than Monster Hunter Rise loads on Switch, which is doesn't make sense to me for the game to look like this and perform and load this slow. But when you're actually in the maps and stuff, it's fine. It doesn't drop frames or glitch too much or anything like that. So that's cool. Yeah, solid experience overall. I will report back when I get further on that. And then the last thing I want to talk about real quick is I actually just had the random urge to like mod my Switch. I don't know why, but just every once in a while I get the urge to like break something open and just mess with it. And so I've been putting this off because I knew about Switch modding for like years now, but I was like, I'm gonna wait until the next console comes out, whatever. As we know, that still hasn't happened. So I was just like, let me go ahead and do it. So I modded the Switch. I got retro games and stuff on there now. I have themes on there. You can theme so much on the Switch. It's not funny. Why do we only have a black and white theme on the Switch? You can.
Kids aren't here for customization. We're here to play.
This is so crazy. What? That's all I was here for as a kid. I spent so much time theming stuff as a kid. It's not funny. It's not fun. My 3DS, all the themes I got on that, John. I know you had 3DS themes.
Oh yeah.
Come on, yo.
But I basically got the like Zelda Warriors theme and just left it there.
Yeah, like this is the one.
I switched between that and the Attack on Titan theme.
Yeah.
Because I like when I open the clamshell and it's like,
yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's hype. So I basically just went with the themes, I guess, like the games for or whatever.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
I miss that though.
I'm going to make a hard bet we're not getting a single third theme. We're not getting any themes for Switch 1. We're not getting any themes until
We're not
Switch
getting
2.
a gray theme.
No, we're not getting any themes.
The primary color theme.
Which is crazy. Because like when I tell you the themes aren't just like wallpaper, it's like you can change everything. And it's just files. It's literally just files. And
they don't want you
Nintendo's
in there.
Over
they
here.
don't want you in there. Get out.
We don't gotta be in there. Just make the themes, Nintendo.
They don't want you in there.
Little Timmy is in his basement doing this for fun. You're telling me your 6-figure software developers can't do this? God, yo, Nintendo is the most frustrating company.
They're just out here trying to give you play. They're just out here trying to let you play. You're out here trying to design theme. You're out here trying to be an interior decorator. They just want you to build robots.
Like, how do you make Animal Crossing as one of your prime first-party games?
Designed in the game, not out the game.
Yet I can't put an Animal Crossing
inside
theme.
the game.
It's crazy.
You did just like trigger like a heartstring for me because I do miss the DS. The DS themes were pretty cool.
There is zero reason other than they just don't want to. That has not been in 7 years.
They're like, look, guys, making games is hard enough. We don't have time to give you decorative themes.
My God.
But like
this
the
is
DS,
crazy.
On the DS, like the little Pikmin would like load your games for you and stuff. Remember, the little Pikmin would load your. Series.
Yeah, nah, it was cute.
I
it was cute. I love the 3DS, man. Rip those
guys, get your stuff before March. Update your DS, do your store stuff.
Oh, that's when the store shuts down.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out here.
Store.
Announcement.
Yeah, get Fire Emblem Awakening.
Get that game that's probably on your phone now.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But yes. Outside of theme decoration, what else did you do? Why else did you mod your Switch?
Themes, I can run retro games on it now. They've got like a whole homebrew store where people make like custom Switch apps and custom Switch games and stuff. You can play those online and stuff. Can't play Nintendo stuff online because they will ban you. So I have not done that. But there's a lot of really cool features. You can like take your cartridges, install them to your console so you don't have to carry around the cartridges anymore. Literally just everything. You can use the web browser now that Nintendo just hides from you for whatever reason.
It's only for validation, bro.
It's a not full web browser.
Browsing. It's for validation.
Nintendo is so backwards, man. What else you can do?
Look, Every time I tell y'all this is a device made for children, I swear to God you don't listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a device made for children.
But it has so much functionality
it's
that they
not
just
made for your grown ass and your grown ass needs. God. It is made for a 6-year-old.
I guarantee you there's more adults with Switches than kids with Switches. I guarantee you there's more.
But that's why...
Ain't no kids playing Pokemon Scarlet. It's all adults.
I stand on my shitty soapbox and I go... This is made for children, guys, and we are just abusing this toy that's made for children.
No, Nintendo just refuses to acknowledge its true demographic.
We are opening like the My Little Diary clamshell I had from when I was like 12, and it just had like a keyboard and a little like a shitty calculator screen, and I was supposed to put diary in. I'm yelling into that and going, "Why aren't you remembering things?"
Yo,
That's what you're doing to your Switch.
Put it like this. The kids that like Nintendo games today only like them because their parents made them. That's the only reason, because their parents were sneaking Nintendo games into their hands when they were 2. Like, here, I want you to love this thing that I love. That's the only reason you have kids liking Nintendo.
Kids are naturally drawn to video. I've never met a child that's not been interested in a video game. Yeah. That if they're not interested, it's usually because an adult was like, "This is the devil."
Forced them away from it, yeah.
Yeah, and was like, "This will make you a retard," or something like that. And then they're like, but yeah, like I've never met a kid that wasn't immediately interested in a video game.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously too, you can pirate, which I would never do. Yeah. And moving on, that was pretty much the
he
end.
Says with the giant Jolly Roger behind him.
That was
and sails on his chair. Look at this.
I'll just put it like this: Metroid Prime Remaster holds up really well with them dual modern stick controls.
I'm literally about to, and that's the only reason I don't have a week 2 is because I played Dead Space 1 for a little bit, reliving that. Isaac. Replaying that on a retro console a little bit, it's like Isaac sounds like he's on helium.
He like, barely talks. Hey, I forgot in that game.
He talks a little bit because he's like I think we need to check this out, guys. I was like, whoa, what is going on with so Isaac's voice?
It threw me off.
So yeah, I've been playing that. I played Pikmin 1, which I'm surprised at the level of things Pikmin 1 can do, because we're on like Pikmin 4 now. Yeah. And a lot of the mechanisms haven't changed. It's just the way they applied those gameplay mechanisms. Because I'm like controlling the Pikmin in 1, and I'm like, oh, you could like directionally control, because normally you're just chucking Pikmin, right? Yeah. But like even in 1, you could directionally control the group. Yeah. So most of the base controls were still there, which I was really shocked by.
I think that was an innovation on their part. Like, I don't think a game had done horde stuff like that before. You know what I'm saying?
Look, man, GameCube, y'all, nobody's sleeping on it, but I'm just saying, like, the GameCube still amazes.
That's why there's still amazes. 1 million GameCube Switch controllers.
That's true. It's so true.
Like, GameCube's never gonna die. I love it.
So yeah, the modding I appreciate, because I always find reasons to dabble in old games.
Also, what it taught me was modding my Switch taught me the reason why we'll never get the actual GameCube versions or the Wii U remasters or anything like that on Switch, is because the Switch literally can't run the emulators for those consoles. So Nintendo's only choice is to actually physically port it to the Switch or remaster it. So yeah,
I counted on my GameCube emulator playing Wind Waker. I counted 2 like visual blips where it was like the scene kind of skipped ahead, but that only happened in a cutscene. It never happened while I was playing the game, which
that's pretty solid.
Still astonished by.
I remember those emulators, like back when I first started messing with them, they could not run jack. Like, they were busted. You had to run on like fast forward mode and stuff like that, frame skip mode and stuff like that.
I remember trying to run Twilight Princess on the emulator, and it was rough, taking all my computer's power.
Yeah.
So
I feel it.
All right, you get into some news here?
Yeah, let's do it.
And now, some also interesting news.
Yeah, so we got another showcase. We talked about, I think, last time the Nintendo one. This time we got Sony State of Play for February 2023. I think February is just like
skip to the
first
one
quarter.
that matters. Let's just go right on down.
Hold on, we can't skip.
Yes, we can.
Somebody might want to talk about some of these.
Nobody cares about Cammy, okay? I know Cammy broke the internet, but nobody cares, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm just...
Cammy's always gonna break the internet. I was really just gonna say that the Suicide Squad game is everything
like, look,
I thought. It's everything I thought it was gonna be.
Nice.
It's another not nice. It's another
Not nice?
bad Destiny clone. It's doing what Avengers just tried to do. Marvel's Avengers. You remember that game that's canceled now?
No.
Yeah, that shut down.
No.
Yep. They came out. It's gonna be a games of service game. They showed the little loot screen with the items with the gear that doesn't show up as gear.
Oh no!
It's always
I was
online.
Thinking of Guardians. I was
No.
Guardians.
They did it right probably. It's always online, so you can't play offline. 4-player co-op. Probably not gonna have a story. Probably gonna have a really short campaign. Yeah, and people were dragging this game online for good reason. I wish they would just stop doing it. Right? Arkham Knights just did not Arkham Knights. What's that game called? Arkham Knights.
That's
Arkham Knights, right?
I think so. Yeah.
The 4-player co-op game that just came out with Robin and
that's what
Nightwing
it's
and all
called.
them. Yeah, that game just flopped doing the same
family.
thing. Yeah,
That
exactly.
family.
So I don't know why they keep making these games.
Did it really?
Yes.
I heard about that game for a blip of a second.
A blip of a second. Like that joint is
man.
gone now. Nobody talks about that game anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I hope we're coming to the end of an era with this type of thing. Because I just feel like it doesn't work the way they think it does. And then they showed off some new Street Fighter 6 characters. Street Fighter 6 actually looks really cool.
Street Fighter. Wow.
That game is probably going to go on forever.
Of course.
Forever and ever and ever.
Why would it ever stop?
I know, it's so popular.
I want another movie. I want one done in the vein of the last Mortal Kombat, but I want it to be Street Fighter. Because I remember the old Street Fighter live action movie.
I don't remember the live
done
action.
Right. Oh,
I remember
know
the
you don't.
animated John.
I want one done in the vein of the most recent Mortal Kombat. I really
That would be
enjoyed
cool.
That movie.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be cool. I want another Mortal Kombat movie like that too. A sequel to that, John. That was
We
fun.
have like we'll have like a part 1 and a part 2, so we can like give the fighters a proper introduction. You know,
Yeah.
so we'll have like a part 1 and it'll just be like half the fighters.
Yeah. You gotta start small. You gotta just start with Ryo and Ken, and
Because that's kind of what Mortal Kombat felt like a straight up startup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Introduce you to the basic like Mortal Kombat 1 cast, like, and then we'll bring all the crazy characters in later. That would be cool. And then Baldur's Gate 3 is launching on August 31st. That game's probably gonna do pretty well because I know people like their Dungeons and Dragons. And then here's the one I know you've been waiting for, RE4 trailer. They showed the suplex.
Woo!
Yeah, they showed it. Let's see if I can run this in the background.
Suppressing all the sounds.
Yeah,
No, the suplex.
they showed the suplex.
I
Yeah.
love seeing the Leon Kennedy kicks. The
Yeah.
Kennedy kicks are back. The full turn to his side and roundhouse kick you out
Yeah.
of his out of his zone.
Watching
this.
this gameplay too, I'm noticing they add in all types of little like movement ducks and dodges.
Oh, yeah.
I just know the zombies are about to be so aggressive, so much more aggressive
But
than they
you know
used
what?
to
I
be.
actually found as I was watching these trailers, I actually found like that sort of aspect of it feels very similar to the old game.
You think
it
so?
doesn't feel like
I feel like they were so slow in the old game.
I want to think like in 2 and 3, these most recent remakes where
Yeah.
3 is a little bit different, but 2
Three's
it
more
definitely
action-y.
feels like it's like hallway.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I fully expect them to be running like
Open
screaming,
sections.
running at you, and they're still kind of like walking at you.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did feel oddly familiar.
Yeah.
In that way.
Because you get artillery in this game too. I always forget about that. You get like machine guns by the end. You get snipers. Like you get every
This
gun
is,
in the arsenal.
Like this is 3 was like a taste of RE action, and then
Yeah.
4 was like we're making a full action horror game as
Yeah.
best we can.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Because
Yeah,
that
this game's
this
pretty
the shitty suplexes and the roundhouse kicks, you know, that gave us 5 and 6, which I'm greatly appreciative.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people hate 6, but a lot of people love 5. So.
I think 6 actually aged better than 5. I think 5, going back to it now, you have to have a friend with you to play 5.
Yeah,
now.
5 sucks, but as a co-op game, it was great.
It's 6, fun because it's goofy.
People just hate 6, so.
Yeah, which I don't know why. Because 6's action is fine.
It's bad, though.
But the action is fine. And and there's not a stupid co-op buddy that co-op AI that just kills itself constantly, like in 5. Because you remember you play 5 without a real person, the co-op buddy will get down, the AI will get down.
Oh, like, immediately.
Constantly.
Immediately.
And you'll have to actually res them. There's no like, oh, you're not playing with a real person, so let's make this a little smarter. It's like, no, you have to go save it every time.
Fully feel the weight of being alone in this game.
It's disgusting.
Carrying your partner. But yeah, glad to see Ashley. Ashley looks a lot more tolerable, but I'm probably still gonna hate her hopefully by the end of this game. Like I did in 1.
Yeah.
Leon!
Yeah. Do we have a release date for 4 remake? I don't see it on here.
I believe I have it on my calendar for like March.
Okay, so it's soon. It's pretty soon.
I think, but I could be wrong.
Okay, and a demo. They said a demo is coming out soon too. So I
took off work. Soon. So whenever I took off work for the original date.
Yeah. And then next up we got the Destiny 2 Lightfall launch trailer. I will keep saying this. Nobody makes better cinematics than Destiny. They should just make a movie.
Wait, what about Diablo?
Oh yeah, they're up there too.
I was like, what about those ones that look like full ass films?
They're up there too. But Blizz and Bungie should both make movies. One should be a Diablo movie, one should be a Destiny movie.
I agree.
Only in CG though, no live action. Do it in I want your animation team to make the movie. But yeah, this trailer was really cool. It got me hyped for the expansion. I don't know if I'm gonna get the expansion at launch because there's so many games and Diablo comes out soon. And Destiny is one of those games that's just always going to be around. So, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, I meant to say the only reason I'm not talking about the Dead Space remake is because I'm trying to save for Resident Evil 4. I told Tiz this like 100 times, but I'm like, yeah. Otherwise, we'd be talking about that.
Yeah. And then Sony talked about a bunch of PSVR 2 games. We know that they just released Horizon, Call of the Mountain, and that was getting pretty decent reviews. So I think PSVR 2 is probably off to a good start. Let's see, we got some other stuff. I'm not gonna go through everything.
Oh, here's a random question for you: are you gonna watch that Tetris miniseries? Have you even heard about that?
I think I have vaguely. But
there's like a mini. I want to say it's on Amazon, but I could be wrong. But one of these streaming services,
like the making of Tetris, or like a Tetris documentary. Yeah.
It's not a documentary. It's one of those like here's a fictional
like Jobs
reenactment,
like the movie Jobs.
Yes. Okay. Of like a thing that occurred in history.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play up some aspects of it. That
I might check it out.
It has the dude from the Kingsman. I forget his name. He has a strange name, but
yeah.
Eager, what's his name? Taron Egerton or something crazy. He has a weird name, but yeah, that guy.
I might check it out because like Tetris obviously means a lot to me as a gamer because I wouldn't be a gamer if they never made Tetris probably, but it kind of wasn't my. Like I kind of didn't grow up when Tetris was like cool and popular and stuff, so I don't have as deep of a connection.
Define cool and popular. When there's like 4 games in existence.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. When it was like, oh my God, this is like the first fun digital thing that I'm doing with my hands. You know what I'm saying? And it's interactive, and you know what I'm saying? It was like a big thing. Like, it was revolutionary. It was revolutionizing entertainment.
I'm pretty sure Pong existed, right?
Yeah, but Pong wasn't. Tetris was. If Pong was here, Tetris was like...
Tetris was blocks.
Yeah,
blocks
and then Mario, you know what I'm saying? Then Mario was like, all right, now we gaming. Now we gaming.
I'm done with it.
Now we're gaming.
Move on. You're that guy. Puzzles.
Yeah.
I quit.
But next up, I gotta poop on Bandai Namco for a little bit. So They announced the next Naruto Ninja Storm game, and it's literally a mod that's been on PC for years at this point. They're just adding 2 characters and making a PS5 version that runs at 60 frames per second. That's it. It's the same game, same trash netcode, same roster, same maps. I'm so tired of Bandai Namco being the only holders of the anime game licenses because they just milk these Jones. Every once in a while, they'll come out with a good game. It'll be like Naruto Storm 1, and then they just milk it for 20 years after that. So, yeah, I would like to see some other
I mean, I'm fine with
publishers.
Kakarot continuing to grow while I don't play it.
Yeah, Kakarot's fine. Don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, they come out with good games, but it's like when they come out with games that sell, they don't update the features. You know what I'm saying? They don't ever fix anything about them that's wrong. They just put out the same game with more characters later. Like, I just don't like stuff like that. Like, especially because, you know, this game has a huge, hungry fan base. They really want a new game. And y'all just gave them the old game again, which is unfortunate. I don't know what this airship thing is, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. I guess a game called Airship Syndicate's Wayfinder and Digital Extreme. Yeah, I don't know what those are. But that was the state of play. Nothing too crazy. Let me see what else we got next. I got to go back to my doc. So staying on the topic of PlayStation, so the free PS Plus games of March are going to be Battlefield 2042, Minecraft Dungeons, and Code Vein. And Code Vein is actually, I would say, the best anime-styled Souls-like game that exists. So if you're a fan of anime and Souls-like games, I highly recommend Code Vein. It's also actually easier, I would say, than Dark Souls, just because you get a little pretty smart AI companion, not like the RE5 AI companion. This one actually puts in work and doesn't die constantly. So recommend that game, and I'll probably dabble with the other two at some point. And then this last piece of news, it actually kind of ties into what we talked about earlier. I saw something saying that Last of Us was outpacing House of Dragons viewership. Like, you know, when House of Dragons was out for this long, Last of Us out for this long is actually getting more views. And I'm wondering,
like this.
I'm just wondering what you think. What do you think could make a video game movie that most people don't know about the video game more popular than this massive hit being Game of Thrones, which had already been a massive hit with Game of Thrones 1? Like, why do you think?
I feel like we've already answered both of those questions.
Yeah.
The second part, one being that everyone hated the last 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. So why the hell are they going to be excited for another show that like even more people don't know about the source material?
But let me
hold on.
No, I just want to ask you on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think everyone hated Game of Thrones, or the loud people on the internet hated the last 3 seasons? Like, did our mom hate the last 3 seasons of Game of Thrones? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think she understood it.
Do you think it dampened her hype?
I don't know our mother to critique what she's watching either.
That's what I'm saying, though.
She just watches things.
I think that's the majority of the people who would have been watching House of Dragon. I think majority of people aren't just critiquing stuff. I think majority of people are just
you're
watching.
coming back for some reason every week.
Yeah.
Is my thing.
Yeah.
And the other question I was going to answer is that, like, there's, like, I said this to my friend the one friend that keep asking me every week, are you watching Last of Us? And I'm like, no, because I'm going to watch it when it's done. But I'm just like, that right there tells me nothing else is on. There's nothing else to watch. Because this is the Sunday night show.
So do you think
nothing else on?
Do you think the marketing just penetrated to the non-gamers, or do you think the word of mouth from the gamers just got to the non? Like, for me, I don't even think it had anything to do with that. Like, I honestly came into this week's episode going, I think we're entering another era of nothing. I think we're about to enter another era of nothing for a little bit. Because I'm like, if I'm not reporting on Last of Us, what am I talking about? Anything else?
No.
I'm the wrong person to ask because I don't watch TV.
No. Yeah, and that's
there's
what I'm saying.
Like, Quantum Mania just came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's mad other stuff.
In the zeitgeist, like, we don't have a Mandalorian. We don't have a Game of Thrones on right now.
Yeah.
We don't have a Westworld. We don't have a. I'm trying to think of, like, we don't have a Lost. We don't have anything else. So that's why I'm just like I saw ads for the next season of The Mandalorian last night, and I was like, finally, something.
Yeah.
because I'm just like, there's nothing on that I want to
But
see
I
right now.
I
So
guess
part
my
of me
question
is
is
just like, this show is good.
yeah.
Cut it off there. This is a good show. That's
Yeah.
not me saying this is not a good show. So therefore, it is standing out that much more because
Okay.
it's a solid show and it has no competition.
So you're saying people are just constantly, because people are constantly looking for a show in general, whatever is good at the time, they're gonna naturally find it. Okay.
Because I'm just, it's kind of like with My Hero right now. Like, if I'm not watching My Hero, I don't really know what anime I'm talking.
Well, that's because you don't watch Tokyo Revenger. You don't watch. There's mad popular.
But
you know what
bro,
I'm saying?
You're. I think you're slightly missing what I'm saying though. Not saying those aren't good, right?
I'm not even saying good. I'm saying popular.
No.
Just
Hold on.
popular, mainstream.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As someone who follows mainstream stuff, there aren't that many people talking about Tokyo Revengers. Like, it's not the keystone thing that's bringing in the. Even if people hate My Hero, they're talking about hating My Hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there isn't even. I can't even find discussion that's hating Tokyo Revengers or find a discussion that, like, we're still mad that there's another season of Attack on Titan because we have nothing else to be mad. Like, Vinland Saga is like kind of there for me, but like this has been a season of slavery. So all I'm saying is that like there's no other like even when we had original Game of Thrones, we also had Westworld.
Yeah.
That was on like it was they're all fantasy,
yeah,
but you're kind of like different anchors of fantasy.
Yeah.
So it's like if you didn't like this medieval BS, you had
there's
this
not
kind
this
of
thing
like
on the other side. Yeah.
Right, or even not even along the same channel. Like, I feel like during those times there was something on another channel that was bringing its own attention that maybe we didn't follow. So that's why I'm just like, I feel like nobody is talking to me about anything but this, which signals to me that there's nothing else to talk about.
Or does it just signal that this thing is just become so much bigger than the other thing? Because if this thing wasn't here, we would be talking about something else.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Lord
of the Rings, I think,
just died off,
and that's why no one cared about it.
Yeah,
like
it just
that's all I'm saying is like I feel like we'd be talking about something else.
Yeah.
If there was something else worth talking.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that this isn't good. I will probably, let's say I watch this when it's done, and then it like unless I'm going like, wow, this is a standout show.
Yeah.
Then I'm probably still gonna feel how I feel.
Yeah.
Which is that it just doesn't have any competition.
Yeah. And I get that. It's just so interesting to me how this pretty low-key like I would say majority of humans have not played Last of Us. Like I can confidently say that. Or even know what Last of Us is before.
I have always argued that Naughty Dog's games transcend their medium.
That's kind of what I'm wondering.
Special.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. I'm like, has their game just blown up that much where now people who don't even play games know about it? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out.
If you had made an Uncharted movie a year
when it was popular,
Uncharted was made, or 2 years after Uncharted 2,
yeah,
or even after a year after the trilogy was released, it would have been way more popular than it was 20 years later, 15 years later.
True.
So that's the only reason I'm like, I'm not judging it as a video game because I think that the story transcends the the medium.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but yeah, that's the only reason I'm like judging it like that. Is because I can't, because we don't have anything of this quality video game wise, like transitioning mediums, it's hard to compare it to anything else.
Nah, I definitely get that. That definitely makes sense.
But yeah, I could see, and I like, I think I said, I don't know if I said it on here just to you, but rewatching House of the Dragon, it's like so much of that show is just like, this is a soap opera with like fantasy shit just on top of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a bitchy little girl, but that bitchy little girl has a fucking dragon. That can wreck shit. Yeah. You know, it's like, so that's what makes it cool that much more.
Yeah. That to me is what makes it not a regular soap opera. Like, that's why I would watch it.
That guy's a selfish, evil asshole, but he also has a dragon that he can like dramatically swoop in on.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like even with anime, we can't really get away from human drama. So how can we make the human drama cool and interesting? And I feel like throw some dragons in, throw some magic in, you know what I'm saying? Throw some guns in sometimes, like whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But just don't make it people living daily mundane lives, dealing with daily mundane relationship issues. Like, I'm not going to watch that.
Just the one scene, like, there's the one scene I recently saw is like the hand comes into Viserys and he's like, your daughter was caught or seen in the whorehouse, Damon.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he's like, and you know, it's heavily implied that they may have, and he's like, and I'm like, he's basically being like, your daughter's a whore.
He's like, say it with
your brother.
Say it, I dare you.
And I'm like, this is the most like soap opera conversation.
Yeah.
Like, but again, it's this dude's wearing a crown and he's got long blonde hair.
Yeah, it just makes it
on and like
it makes it so you're
juxtaposed.
not. Yeah, it makes it so you're not just watching something you could just look over and see in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could never see that in real life, so it's like so interesting.
Well, it's like, yeah, you've seen like your friends fight over like infidelity or something like that.
But what if one of them had a dragon?
But what if one of them had a fucking dragon?
How would that have changed?
It's gonna make things different.
That's so much more interesting. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
I feel like everything we said, we were like, but he has a dragon.
He has a dragon, yo. Just throw some dragons in it. That's how you make something sell. Throw some dragons in it. For real. Maybe that's what makes you come back to zombies when they throw in a zombie dragon into the undead apocalypse. A zombie dragon just comes out.
Nah, they did that. They tried that in the last season of Game of Thrones, and I still hate it.
Oh yeah, they did.
Remember the ice dragon?
Yeah, they did.
Like, oh, fuck.
They did. They could have did him and they could have did him and the Night King way cooler. Could have done both of them way cooler.
They should have had him. If they had revived him, like John, like let's say John died, right? And then we never heard.
And they revived him
John
in the battle
on the dragon.
That would have been crazy.
And then John's corpse comes in on it.
That would have been crazy. And then Bran is like controlling the dragon somehow.
Oh,
he's
my
like
God.
zombie organ the dragon. Nah.
But yeah, so all that to say that dragons add that level of spice.
Yeah. Or
is needed.
What if John was the dragon? What if he just was the dragon?
He worked into the dragon.
Yeah, he just is the dragon.
Oh my God.
That would have been fire.
All better than what actually happened.
Fanfic is always better. It really is. What entertainment has taught me is that fans always do the job better than the actual people.
Now, the other thing that what crosses my mind that plays into this too is like, are there just more people watching TV? Like, this whole thing with, like, I hate when we do numbers because it's like, there literally could just be that many more people that now have access to the service
that
didn't before.
That's always part of it.
So, yeah, with it not being like a network television channel that everyone can access for free. And we don't know how many people have HBO Max now because it was a part of their cable package.
And if you're running a successful streaming business, it should be your goal to have more viewers in 2023 than you had in 2019. You know what I'm saying? So. Like, that should be the goal. So that definitely.
So yeah, sense. I don't really like these. I don't mind like when they were like, this movie is now clearing this other movie at the box. Those kind of comparisons are fine, but this I'm like, too many variables here for me.
Oh, you just remind. How do you feel about Quantum Mania having the biggest drop off, was it next week drop off ever, or biggest post reveal weekend drop off? I think that's what it was.
Is that like people went to see it the first week, but then the next week
nobody else came?
Its numbers came
dropped off.
Down?
Yeah, huge. Yeah, more than any other Marvel movie release ever.
I don't know because I still don't want to go back to the theater. So.
I agree. No, I don't either. I'm waiting for that Disney Plus. About that. It's probably gonna break another Disney Plus record, I would imagine.
But how's Avatar doing? Like that, I'd have to compare it to something like did
Blue
Avatar do well?
Yeah, Blue Avatar. Of course it did. It's Blue Avatar.
You do not have to qualify it with Blue Avatar.
Yes, I do.
We both know what Avatar.
Yeah, but they need to know.
Yeah, but I say you don't say The Last Airbender.
No, because that's the real one. That's Avatar. This is Blue Avatar.
But that's what I say. I say Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh no,
I don't just call it Avatar.
I say the Avatar or Avatar. This is Blue Avatar only. Blue people. They lucky I even put the Avatar in it. I should just.
I don't even call it that. I call it
Lizard
Pocahontas.
Yeah, that's a bad.
I don't even call it Avatar.
Exactly.
So you mean Blue Pocahontas?
Because they didn't even have
version.
They didn't even have the name first.
No, the Last Airbender
Was out way
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of here, blue people.
But I get what he called
James
it
Cameron.
Avatar because
Scrub.
that's originally what an avatar was, right?
They
to
should have
us, like
copyrighted that.
it's a character that represents you in another world, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but it's like like Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of.
Y'all should have took Persona or something. Something less that was less popular. I'd have been less mad if you took Persona. Yeah.
No, I think The Last Airbender should have just been The Last Airbender.
Probably.
And because I don't know that I guess I have to now Google the definition of Avatar to see if it actually fits The Last.
Well,
Airbender.
he's the spirit avatar.
But what is an avatar? Is that Avatar is in the fictional representation of like this entity in this world?
Yeah, he's the bridge between the spirit world and the human world. So he sends his avatar into the spirit world. Or vice versa, you could say that the avatar spirit, the human body, is an avatar of the avatar spirit. So it kind of works both ways.
Stretch from my brain. Okay, I can sit.
But that's why they call him the avatar, because he's the bridge between the human and the spirit world.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that what an avatar is?
Yeah.
Like that's where my brain is going. Like who has the better who has used the word avatar better? Is my question.
I guess more directly would be the blue people. Because he doesn't do as much avataring in Last Airbender.
Oh, okay. A manifestation of a deity or released soul in bodily form on Earth. Yeah.
So he's literally
okay. Yeah. There you go. Or an incarnate divine teacher. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
And then you have second definition, an icon or figure representing a particular person in video games or internet forums.
That was blue people, yeah.
Yeah.
That was blue people.
But yeah, that's okay.
English.
So then if it's directly tied to a soul and spirit and deities, then okay, cool. Everybody's using the term fairly.
Yeah, two different terms.
That was always my question.
I just think the blue people term is used more stupidly because
blue avatar.
Yeah, just the whole concept is dumb.
Just cracks me up. That's
they tried to make VR before VR was cool. It's not really VR though. Yeah. Ready Player One did it better still. I'd rather watch Ready Player One than any of the blue avatar peoples.
Oh no!
All right, we can move on though.
Are we gonna argue that Ready Player One is the best video game movie in existence?
No. What?
All right, moving on.
Doesn't even count.
Are we in Anime Corner?
Yeah, it doesn't even count as a video game movie. It's just a collage of video games in a movie. It's not a video game movie.
Okay, we're safe. We've gotten away from that. Get out of here, Avatar.
Blue people.
We're safe now.
Stupid
we're in Anime
people.
Corner. This is a safe zone.
Makes no sense to me.
This is a safe zone unless you're Boruto. Then you're gonna get body slammed by our critiques. Suplexed, if you will.
Apparently, Boruto is going on hiatus, like indefinitely.
What?
Yeah.
There's no way they ran out of story. They can go back to the aliens. They always can go back to the aliens.
They caught up to the manga. I think they're trying to wait so that they can stop making filler, because right now it's like Naruto where 50% of Boruto is filler. So I think they want it to be like the other modern anime that aren't full of filler. Yeah, I'm serious.
Is filler.
I'm so serious. And I think they want it to be like the other modern anime where it's like 1 or 2 filler episodes here and there. It's not just whole seasons and seasons of filler.
Damn.
Whole arcs of filler.
They're coming out with like baby Boruto builds. Cause now that's what that's where Looney Tunes is now. They're babies, and they own a construction company.
Builds.
So it's like baby Looney Tune builder.
No spinoffs, please. No spinoffs. We don't.
Because
spinoffs.
we got baby Christ. Looney Tune but it's also Bob the Builder, and then we got Batman and Robin and Batgirl's vehicles. And they are alive.
Like cars?
But Batman and Robin and them, they don't exist.
Like cars?
The vehicles, yes.
That's a thing?
Yes.
We don't need that with
This
Boruto.
Is where cartoons are now.
We don't need that with Boruto.
They're just throwing words into a pot and then like...
Please, dear God.
And then baby Baby Looney Tunes construction company.
Boruto has like 6s or below on every rating everywhere.
Who is Boruto for?
I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be for our kids. But
our
like
kids don't
they
even
just
like it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Landon doesn't even know who Boruto is.
I feel like there's more kids watching Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s than Boruto.
No, it's
Yu-Gi-Oh! V-Rains.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains?
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! X-Arc C.
Yu-Gi-Oh! V-Rains?
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend was like, what is Yu-Gi-Oh?
So they made the mobile game the rules of the show now, of the new show that's out. They made the mobile game rules they call it Rush Duel, I think.
Oh my god.
It's like the shortened version that is on the mobile game. It's so funny.
No, somebody asked me if I was playing. Is it
It's just marketing.
Is it Master Duel?
Master
or
Duel,
Duel
yeah.
Masters?
Master Duel.
So somebody asked me if I was playing, and I was like, oh, I'm way too old for the Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, I completely missed that book.
Yeah.
It's like really just telling people how old you are.
It's so funny that the show is literally just to sell the games now. And it's kind of always been to just sell the cards and sell merchandise and stuff. But it's so funny how obvious it is now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
All right. So where are we in anime land? I am caught up on My Hero.
Yeah, we can start with that.
Lady Nagant.
Cool little fight, a little quick. I noticed they're kind of, I don't know if they're speeding through things, but it seems like they're getting things done quickly.
Oh, it feels like we have like we went from like this is Hey Arnold to now we have like just tunneled into like Deku's like hard arc.
Yeah.
Deku's struggle arc.
Like it feels like we're almost at the end.
We're in a different world. We have bottlenecked, if you will.
I feel like yesterday Deku was still breaking his arms, and now he's just like master of all the quirks at once. He's just better than All Might now. Like,
well, because now he's too dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Like now they've literally made it like, okay, all powers are released.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. We're just gonna run past that.
Yeah, well, it's like that because it's like we have no hope. Everyone's been burnt to a crisp or beat to shit in the last couple of story beats.
Yeah.
So now all hope must rely on this poor child.
This little kid who had to drop out of high school early.
Literally got the scars of that burden all over his body.
All over.
Poor Deku.
Yeah.
But all of his, what it does feel like is like all of his like, what previously felt like his puny ability to just master observing is now
it's paid off now.
Purely in effect.
Yeah. That's his quirk for real.
He's learning and recycling.
That's his quirk.
That's it.
Like it's not his quirk, but that's his quirk for real. If he were to have a quirk.
That's his power.
Yeah.
His shonen power.
Yeah. So useful.
But rewinding a bit, so was it last week we basically got the introduction to Lady Nagant last week, right?
Brief introduction.
And we learned about her bullet power and like how she's basically just Samus.
She's a sniper.
Aran.
Yeah, she's a bounty hunter.
So the suit is built into her body.
I didn't know she was Hawks. She was Hawks' job before Hawks.
Yeah, they brought that up.
I didn't know she was like the covert agent. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. I guess that's what we're learning. That's what drove her insane.
Yeah, because we know Hawks is kind of like a assassin low key, spy assassin low key. He's an Anbu. Anbu Black Ops.
I think this episode and where we are right now kind of is really landing on the things that people hate about My Hero. Like there were a couple moments where I was just like, okay, show, you're being a show right now. And one of those moments was like her Lady Nagant's character, and like what. Again, I'm gonna have to watch this again. It's a lot of text, a lot of fast text this time. But to my understanding, it's like she was in one of the in-between hero areas where it's not so clear that what we're doing is the right thing.
We gotta stay dirty. So we gotta get dirty so the world stays clean. She's like Black Ops.
It's like we get that. So her whole thing of like, well, all for one's gonna at least put a stop to that. So there, I'm gonna perch my whole shit
I get what
on
you're
the
saying.
fact that he's just gonna change the system. But forget the fact that he's gonna
creepy.
do it for
he's a
super
murderer.
selfish reasons.
He's murdered millions of people already. Yeah. No,
so yeah, I'm like, all right, there's one.
I thought that was
feather
weird
I'm gonna
too.
pluck and just throw that out.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Act like that makes
her
sense.
setup is weird. Yeah.
Right.
Her motive is weird. That's the word. Her motive.
Yeah. Then we switch into all faith in this boy. This one boy.
Yeah.
is opening our eyes to the system and the craziness, and this one boy will carry the vision forward. He is what a true hero. And it's like, all right, show, you're laying it on a little thick, because we can, like, I can name about 5 other kids in this kid's class that would probably act the same way that he's acting.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, Ochako believes in being a hero.
Yeah.
Tenya, well, we could argue Tenya has his moments of darkness, but Shoto, for the most part, is always doing the right thing.
Yeah, Bakugo. He's just angry. That's the only difference.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think there are, like, a few other actors that would be similar to Deku. I don't think that the whole of Hero Society is fine with.
They're weirdly moving away from the ensemble back to almost it's like a focused on one character type of shonen.
Yeah, they're making the unbelievable shonen power thing, like they're making it unbelievable.
Front and center.
Yeah.
The friendship, not friendship, but like the power of light type of thing.
Yeah,
is shining through.
The only problem is that it can't harken too close to like other shonen heroes. It's like if you start doing that, you're gonna run into like tropey. Well, that's what every shonen hero.
Yeah.
You know. So, that's what my only complaints is that like
I agree with that.
I feel like these episodes, like what you're talking about, like the tone has changed. I'm like, I feel like we're sometimes hearkening a little bit too close to those things that everybody hates.
Yeah.
But other than that, I like the serious tone that things have taken. I like the whole introduction this week with All Might was like super, like,
he's got to ride in a car everywhere.
Well, not even that, but it's just like remembering he's like, I promised your mother I would take care of you.
No matter
and that
what.
shit where he's just like,
so he's out there running on his feet in his beat up old form, still trying to fulfill his promise.
But I like that these dudes are like, oh, look at weak ass All Might, like we can take this shit, and then he's like, no, intimidation aura, because I am still All Might, son. He was just like, I am here.
He's still that guy. He's still that guy.
But yeah, and he's like, if something has happened to Midoriya, he's like, it's because I'm already fucking dead. And I was like, I was like, All Might, son.
No, I love him.
Skinny All Might is still scary.
He's awesome.
So yeah, that
I believe
that
everything
part
he says.
That kind of shit is always gonna get me in My Hero.
They're really good with the music swells too. I think they put the music in right at the perfect time.
Oh yeah.
Right when they're supposed to.
But yeah, that moment got me where he's just, something's happening to Midoriya because I'm dead.
Yeah, I love that dedication. That's that quirkless dedication that the other 7 we're talking about.
Yeah. Now, but yeah, like again, crossing into dangerous territory. Deku senses a thin whiff of remaining hero in Lady Nagant.
Yeah.
And that is the only reason why he won't take her out.
Yeah. Well, he was saying she was like purposely not killing him and stuff like that. She was like missing vital spots when she could have killed him and stuff like that. So she was being soft.
But I mean, like, she also said at the end that like she was supposed to bring a target somewhere.
Yeah,
so we don't know that she wanted to kill him anyway.
I think she wasn't, because the only way I think Tomura can absorb him is if he's still alive. Otherwise, I think the quirk just stops working or whatever.
Yeah. So, I worry that he's in moments where he could be an actually intimidating character. He'll always end up being too soft.
Deku.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
So that's my only concern. But then he's like, Chisaki, I'll take you out if you want me to.
Did he say that?
But he was like, I'll grant your wish.
I think he was just talking crap.
Chisaki wants to die and meet his grandfather, right?
No. That's not what he was saying. His grandfather's still alive. His brain's just scrambled.
Still alive?
Yeah, Chisaki just scrambled his brain, and he was supposed to unscramble it, but then he got his arms chopped off. So now it's Chisaki's fault that his grandfather is forever scramble brained.
Okay, so I thought he kept saying, I want to be with him, saying that he was dead and he wanted to be with him in death.
So Nagant promised him that she would take him to the hospital or whatever to see him. Okay. And then Deku was basically saying, if you go apologize to Eri for everything you did to her, I'll let you go see your grandfather and apologize to him.
Okay.
That's basically what that was.
Okay,
but yeah,
so then even less.
Yeah, he's not gonna kill.
My point, even less.
Deku ain't killing nobody.
Oh, no.
I just think, but I really I don't think I ever thought. I always thought this was one of those shonens where it's like, Deku to me was always the I'll take the high road always character. Like no matter what you do to me, I'm always gonna take the high road. Mm-hmm. Whereas there's other shows like Naruto, for example, where these kids are fighting in wars, you know what I'm saying? They understand going in that, yeah, you're my enemy and I'm probably going to have to kill you, even though I don't want to, but they're still child soldiers, you know what I'm saying? This show to me always had a more of like Batman type of vibe where I might rough you up, but I'm not going to kill you, even though I'm already breaking the law. I'm already a vigilante, whatever, but I'm just not going to kill you. It's just my thing. I don't kill. So that's kind of where I think they just lean super heavy into the good guy superhero trope with this show.
Right.
So to your question, I don't think he might kill Shigaraki at the very end by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that, like by accident. But other than that, I don't see him ever doing anything that's dark.
I need one dark Deku moment. That's all. Like outside of the one that we saw, which kinda was but wasn't at the same time, I need one dark Deku.
Which one did we see? Oh, where he raged out?
Yeah, the one where he just turned into like
demon mode for a second.
All black flash or
black
all black rap.
Yeah.
Black whip. There you go.
Yeah.
He just turned into that for like a second.
Yeah. Rage moment. But yeah, I don't know.
I need some like crossover into adulthood. The moment of adulthood.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything where else do you want to go with that episode?
I think I kind of just agree with you a lot in the sense that the way they were previewing Lady Nagant and teasing her and stuff, I thought she was going to be a lot more impactful than she is, but it seems like she's just going to be like a 2-episode, watch Deku turn back this former hero. And she was Hawks' predecessor or whatever.
I was very curious if she was like had any relation to the spin-off manga, the Vigilantes, because she said the word Vigilantes a lot.
Yeah.
So I wondered if there was any tie in there, but
I actually don't know.
Leave that to listeners to let us know.
Yeah. I think she's cool. I think she's got a cool design and stuff. I just think
I love her. I love her hair design.
Yeah, and it's all ripped up because she's constantly pulling it, and it used to be long, but it's short now.
Yeah, it's like when she was in her prime, she had like this big bushy like ponytail. It's like, oh shit, that's when she was real dangerous.
Now I'm like, what happens when she runs out of hair? Is she just retire? Like,
but I guess
she's getting low.
Well,
you know what
I'm like, I feel like they made her shave it when they put her in prison. I think that's what we were meant to see, because they show one cut where she's bald. It's like shaved bald, and I was like, I think they shaved her in prison.
So it grew back out since then.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought it was just from her ripping it over the years.
I think that was like, we need to like take this away from her.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I think it's cool.
Her design is cool. Pretty trippy.
Airwalk is a really cool quirk. I'm not gonna lie. That's a swaggy quirk. That's a swaggy way to just fly. Like he could have just made her fly, but no, airwalk.
No. That's why that's probably the part in the episode where I lost my chill. Was just like, we're just implanting bombs and quirks for people.
Yo, like, he's a demon, yo.
Fucking broken.
He's dirty, yo. He's so dirty.
You just changed your mind.
Like, and let's not forget about the plot thing that All For One has, where it don't matter if we mention that he has this quirk or not. We're just gonna invent this quirk on the spot that he just has in his repertoire that he can just give to somebody. Like he just has every quirk just cause.
He can just line quirks with bombs.
Yeah, just whatever he wants to do. Like, so yeah.
But I was like, that's pretty hype.
No, he's dirty.
As far as evil is concerned, that's pretty damn evil.
He's evil, yo. He's evil.
He's like, you ain't walking away with this shit for free.
Yeah.
You're gonna take some damage.
Yeah. He's evil. But yeah, overall, I just hope they don't rush it too much, because I do get a hint of
I like
rushing.
that he's sitting in a throne somewhere in a cave.
In his suit, he's
very,
got his suit back on.
it's very Bin Laden of them to like just put him in a cave in a throne with all his weird medical shit.
It just hangs
already
off of
like
him.
Attached.
I was about to say, wasn't when he escaped the jail, wasn't he just carrying around his ventilator on his shoulder or on his back or something like that? He just had it on him.
Hashtag they actually used OFA, I think. They did actually use our like shortened term this episode.
That's funny.
I think it was either AFO or OFA they used.
My question is, why all them quirks he got? Why don't he have a quirk that just gives him his eyes back?
He probably has no type. He doesn't have Ares quirk, clearly.
I know they said he like sonar hears or something. He has a sonar quirk or something. But why don't he? He has like a million quirks, but he don't have eyes or just a mouth quirk.
Bro, this is all again. For when this is probably pure intimidation. Like he's like, I'm gonna look like Pink Slender Man.
Yeah, he don't have a quirk to just face change. Like, I'm just gonna be ugly. Remind you,
this is my face now.
I am a villain.
Have we ever actually seen his real face?
They just shadow him from the chin up,
That's what
and
I thought.
then we seen his hair.
It's pure intimidation.
Yeah, and then hair.
Yeah, he has evil Zaibatsu hair, like every other spiky dad white hair in this show.
Yeah.
Every dad in this show has like the Professor Oak haircut. And that's how you know he's. No, it's this. It's
the slant. You're talking about the slant. Yeah.
Every dad, like Shimura's dad.
Yeah, all for
has that haircut.
Endeavor had it. Kinda.
Yeah, Endeavor had it. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's the bad dad haircut in the show.
Bad dad haircut.
It's that Professor Oak.
Ew.
They don't like it.
That's funny.
Not Aloha Professor Oak.
They shave it themselves. Aloha Professor.
No, it's that shitty like I'm gonna go get cleaned up barbershop haircut. Oh. And it's not barbershop, it's like sports cuts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like they went to the haircuttery and got a haircut. It's the evil dad shit.
Went to
he
quick
doesn't
cuts.
know.
Yeah. He doesn't know.
Cause he's an evil dad. He doesn't have time to like think about his barbarism. He's just like,
no, you just gotta go in it. Yeah, get the suit.
Evil dad haircut. Get cleaned up.
Yeah, you ain't got time.
Put my fire tie on.
Evil stuff to do. All the villains just go to the same barber. His name's Craig.
I don't have time to get my hair barbered. I gotta go be mean to my son. just make it look good.
Hurry up! Tight. He just yells at his barber. Hurry up! He's just rude to his barber. Put some
gel in that shit.
Oh my god, it's horrible.
They're like, go back out there and be mean to your son. They whip the cape off. It's like, go be mean.
Go be a jerk. Oh man, the anime jerk cut.
The My Hero Mean Dad haircut.
That's rough.
Can I go in and get one of those?
Yeah.
Oh man, add that to your man. When you make the Daddy Discourse supercut, which is every conversation we've had about dads.
That's sounds like so much work.
That haircut's gonna be prime and center, I'm telling you.
It's terrible. Oh man.
So, anything else you want to say about My Hero?
No, because
I feel like we're just getting set up for more.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Shit. I don't know where we're going.
Trying to see some evil.
Set up for setup.
I'm trying to see Stain again too.
Oh, we're trying. We got information about 2 months from now. They're meeting up at some mansion somewhere with targets.
Yeah.
Multiple targets, and I'm curious to know who the other targets are. Why are they unwanted? So that kind of is what we got at the end of the year.
I like it so far.
Other than that, I'm still watching High Card. I'm about halfway through. But yeah, there's not significant enough happening week to week to talk about it in that fashion. Because it's very fast paced. So.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. Golden Kamuy, I did check, is still very much on hiatus for the dub. So yeah, we are there. And I'm trying to think if I actually. Oh, I watched all of Akiba Maid's War.
Okay.
I very much enjoyed that show.
Nice.
It's crazy. I don't really know how else to explain it other than that the animation is pretty well done.
Yeah.
The comedy and action is well balanced. It never gets to the point that it's so ludicrous that like you're laughing so hard you don't take the bullet seriously. But yeah, there are aspects where it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you just quit this job? Like, there's no reason for you to not quit this job.
But obviously, it's one of those anime where you're supposed to suspend disbelief.
Well, yeah, because it's one of those
shooting each other in the face.
You suspend disbelief, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like you can kind of believe it because there's some characters that come in so
innocent.
They're so married to like this is what a maid does. That, yeah. And they come in more ham than your character.
Yeah,
and then they're just like, you're not a real maid because you don't know about blah blah blah, and like. This. Yeah, so like there's this one character that comes in like episode like 3 or 4, and she's like this Russian maid character, and she's just like, you do not know what it means to be maid. And like when characters come in like that, I'm like, that's when I get immersed, because I'm like, oh,
she's about her maid life. Around. Yeah, she's about this maid
like,
life.
Y'all don't know what it's really like. But yeah, it's really fun to see this like one this one like made this host club that's like pig oriented, like climb their way up in power and stuff like that. It's actually pretty funny. So, and by the end, there's actually like a succinct story that takes place, and there's some redemption and some revenge and things like that. Because there's like a couple of flashbacks to like give you more
context and stuff,
exposition about what's going on. Why certain people are like gunning people down and stuff like that. So. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I highly suggest. Little, if at all, because I was heavily watching. No fan service. This is not a fan. Akiba Maids War has no fan service.
I was kind of looking for it in what you sent me too, and I didn't really see any red flags.
There's no like, there's no jiggly boobies. There's no upskirts. There's no like girl just smashing a dude's head in her boobs for no reason. None of that happens. It's all nice.
It's pleasant.
But yeah, it's all action and comedy and just kind of like that. Kind of like what was the one with the people that were animals? Odd Taxi. Kind of like Odd Taxi, and like this. There's this living city. About. So,
this thing going, nice.
Yeah, I finished all of that. That was fun.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, looking at the list. Other than that, I think I'm still behind. I've just been like, there's this one, Tiz might know, the Pluto TV channel, the anime channel, literally just runs like Hunter x Hunter and Death Note.
That's the same channel, that I have on my TV.
For some reason, part 4 and 5 of JoJo.
Yes. And only subs, right, though? It's only subs. Yeah.
And then Hunter x Hunter. And just
on repeat.
Weird chunks of episodes in a loop. So, a lot of that has been, like, I wake up to Death Note, and that's, like... I don't know if that's healthy for my brain.
Death Note in the morning.
I don't know.
Death Note in the morning is kind of crazy. And lights madness and psychopathy in the morning. Waking up to the morning to psychopathy is crazy. Am I saying that right? Psychopathy? Psychopathy. Waking up to psychopathy first thing in the morning is crazy.
It's refreshing.
I will change the world. Aggressive writing to murder people.
I will handle this. No, I think I woke up like, and it's terrible because it's like I've seen this show 100 times, but I will still. There will be scenes.
It immerses you.
I'm like moving around, like doing laundry,
and then you stop and you're like, yes.
Because it's like I was on that one scene where it's like I'm forgetting everyone's name.
Mika.
Yeah, Mika. She gets
or Misa. I'm sorry.
Misa gets L's name, I guess, because they're all in this courtyard in passing, and they're, L's going to the school and stuff like that. Yeah, and then so Light's like, all I gotta do is fucking call and get his name. This is in, and he's doing that whole like, it's ins now, L. And then he's calling her phone, and then it starts ringing from like 3 feet away because L has swiped, he's pickpocketed, and he's like, someone dropped this phone, and I'm like,
L, one step ahead. They were
so good at building the tension in that show, man. They were so good at building the tension.
I can watch Death Note over infinitely. Like, it don't matter when I go back to it, I will be just as invested as I was the first time.
Except for you get to that one part that my brain just always dumps.
Oh, the twins.
When the twins are introduced.
Yeah. I always skip that part to the last episode.
The time pass.
Yeah, I just skip to the last episode. Because it's like L is the real ending for me.
what is it? Like L dies, and then like there's like this weird like time skip.
Near and M in N and M.
Nello.
I know it's LMN. That was the whole thing that always made me mad. I'm like, why?
It's near and mellow.
Yeah. Near and mellow. LMN. What is wrong with y'all? Like, why?
Doesn't it? So yeah. Other than that, you can email us at siblingrivalryclash@gmail.com. Tell us what we're missing. Tell us what we haven't talked about. You can also tweet at us at @srclash_pod. We know y'all are watching them shorts. We see the numbers. See, that's the funny part about owning a YouTube channel. You can see why people click on it.
Look.
But if you enjoy them, keep enjoying them. Keep clicking on them. Keep watching them. Because I think Tiz has been enjoying them, making them for the most part. I say to him mid-yawn.
Enjoying is a strong word. I like seeing the numbers on them.
No! Guys, give Tiz
work is work
all
at the
clicks.
end of the day.
Give him clicks.
Let's be honest.
So that he feels the strength.
Let's be honest, yeah. I do like seeing view counts rise. That's what does it for me.
I'm not set up to sit in this corner of my room for 5 hours after do that yet. So
yeah, because work is work at the end of the day.
We need the numbers to make Tiz feel better. Yeah. So again, email us siblingrivalryclash@gmail.com. Tweet at us at @srclash_pod. Don't forget, wherever you listen, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, please give us a sweet feedback. We need to live. I'm saying this all in one breath, and that wasn't the smartest thing to do.
I love when y'all comment paragraphs too under the clips.
Oh yeah, I like that
comment
too.
More
I like
paragraphs.
I personally like when people insult his they come for his neck. I think it's so funny.
Come for me in the comments, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, come for dads. Dads suck, guys. We all have shitty dads, right? We can all complain about that. Everybody.
All my friends do, at least.
No, I got 2 clips I gotta send you post podcast because you're gonna die. It's 2 shitty. Well, not shitty dads, but it's like 2 dads on voicemail. I'm like dads on voicemail.
Like leaving voicemails for other people?
Yeah, he's like one of them was like, "Hey, Gare, happy birthday." He's like, "I got the date right? Yeah, I did." And you're like, what kind of voicemail is that? He's so confident, but he's unsure at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh boy.
Leaving voicemail in 2023 is sick. Nobody should be leaving voicemail.
What? I left you a voicemail last week. Do you not appreciate that?
Why didn't you just
voicemail?
Voice message before you voicemail?
Did you not? I couldn't figure that out. Did you not think it was funny? It kept trying to record my voice to text, and I'm like, that's not what I want. They changed the UI on me, bro.
That last iPhone update messed you up?
It messed me up.
Yo,
so every time I kept trying to talk, it kept making words, and I'm like, no, he must hear my voice.
Oh my god. It still gets me when I call people and they have a custom voicemail tone. And I can tell it's from like mad years ago, like when people are still recording them. Yeah,
mine is from when I was 14. And
sound mad young in that joint. It's crazy.
I think I sound exactly the same.
Maybe it's just because I knew you were mad young in it. Maybe that's why. But no, it's funny. Man. I always expect the Google one, the default.
But yeah, so I gotta send you that.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all. You know where to find us. We will be here until next week. I will hopefully. What are you showing us?
I don't know. I'm just repping Sony.
I'm wearing. Look, bring it back.
Oh,
bring it back.
Oh, that was the worst ability.
Yeah.
Oh,
bring
man.
it back.
It's a deep cut.
Hunter x Hunter, bring it back. Best anime.
Oh,
but yeah, what did I say I was gonna do? Oh, I'm trying to.
You started FF7 and then stopped, apparently.
I did start FF7
and then stopped, apparently.
I'm gonna get back to that. I have trouble. Look, I'm learning to sit on my couch instead of my bed. Okay, it's gonna take me a bit. I get tired of sitting up. Okay, and then, God damn it, you're making me forget my thought. I was playing. I want to try and play Wild Heart. Oh, and Atomic Heart. I have downloaded on Game Pass, so I'm ready to play that. I will be trying to play those games. What about you?
We can talk about the controversy next week.
Stop literally trying to trip me up in my spiel.
Oh no, my fault.
What about you?
I'm gonna be playing only Switch games I own, of course, on my modded Switch. And then probably playing
Tiz
more
will be
Wild
building. He'll be building dynamic themes for Switch, so that when you poke the background, like one of the characters,
it moves. I think they have those too. To be honest, I think they do have those. I'll just be playing Wild Hearts still, and yeah, that's about it. Nothing crazy.
All right.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy until I have you playing all the survival horror to prepare for.
Y'all will see that though. We'll do that on camera.
Yeah. We're getting there. But yeah, until next week. This one. Yes, do my favorite dance. You know that's my favorite dance.
We out.
All right, bye, y'all.